It has been about 3 months since the defeat of Zsothorum T'thara, and Caius, you are at your new little out-of-town home, just chopping up some wood, and when you see a box carried by a little air elemental appear in front of you. The air elemental opens up the box, and you see what does he see inside, Bertie?
Yeah, so if Caius pauses what he's doing, a little box, and he'll see sort of a letter, that's at the top of it, and there's something underneath it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ice is going to take the letter and have a bit of a look at its contents.
Cool. So it's quite formally addressed to Caius. It's very neat kind of writing. It is in pink ink though, so Caius probably has a pretty good idea of who this is from. Probably because the air elemental has some kind of like Bertie kind of like vibe to it by this point, because Caius has received quite a few letters from him before over the course of our podcast. But yeah, so the letter kind of has, so it reads as thus. To Mr. Sir Lord Caius Viator Sylvius, Sir Bertolt Wyvern of Durham does humbly request your presence, if you are available, at his premises this evening at 6 p.m. for your first cooking lesson, and will be delighted if you could attend. This is to be a casual event, only attended by the two of us, and all that is requested of you is for you to bring a basket full of your favorite fruits or berries for us to cook with. And then the writing gets like a lot bigger and kind of messier and cheerier, and like in brackets it says, "How'd you like that? Sound like your family's fancy letter stuff? I thought I did a pretty good job of sounding sophisticated." And like, I don't even know if Caius would understand that. He's written sophisticated wrong. And it has about like 4 like little smiley faces after that. And then in the same kind of like more like non-formal font writing, he says, "Anyway, you're probably super busy, so just circle if you can come or not. I included a pen in the box too, so that should be easy." And it says yes, no, under it. And if Caius looks in the box, there is of course a mentioned pen, and although it's folded up, what seems to be an apron. If Caius takes that out as well.
Okay. Caius will get very excited and then very nervous as he looks up to the sky to try and figure out what time it is. And he'll...
Yeah, probably about mid-afternoon at this point.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's going to take the apron, he's going to grab the pen, he's going to circle yes, and then just kind of hold the paper. Be like, do you take this now?
The air elemental offers up the box as if to indicate yes.
Oh, good. He's going to put the paper in and wait, and put the pen back in.
And the air elemental shuts the box and disapparates to return the response to Bertie.
Okay. Then yeah, Caius will instantly drop everything that he's doing. He's got like a few measurements sort of etched into the dirt around where he's working. And he sort of runs over to a small, well-constructed but not super large lean-to that he's got a little stretcher and a few other little possessions that he's been living in for the past couple of months. And yeah, he'll grab up a few different possessions and grab a basket and just sort of wander around and grab some apples, blueberries, and raspberries. And yeah, get changed and get all dressed up for the cooking lesson.
All right. So, Bertie, probably around about, about the, would Caius be on time, early, or late, do you think, Mitch?
Caius will arrive in Durham about an hour early, and just kind of like wander the streets, but like snaking a little bit closer and closer to Bertie's house every time, and would like to knock at Bertie's door almost exactly on 6 o'clock.
Okay. Okay, so right on 6 o'clock, you hear a knocking at your door.
Excellent. Okay, so Bertie's kind of been like anxiously just like chilling like in like one of the wonderful lounge rooms in his mansion. He hears that and he kind of like jumps up and then hurries over to meet Caius, I guess. And of course I'm like, Caius, is that you?
Hello, it's me. I'm here for our lesson.
Bertie throws the door open. Excellent. And Bertie is kind of like he's dressed pretty normally for Bertie, which he's kind of been defaulting to that when he tends to like have a planned hang with Caius, which is just like the usual sort of like high-waisted trousers and kind of like oversized tucked-in shirt with rolled-up sleeves, and he's also wearing an apron. I guess point of order. This is probably the first time Caius has seen Bertie without his right arm bandaged up. So over time, it's kind of gone from very heavily bandaged to less so. And Caius is probably no stranger to sword injuries, of course. This one has healed up, but it's still very pink and raised and prominent. The sword slashes are quite wide, especially since Bertie is still winter. Bertie's skin's a lot more white these days. But yes, so that's what he looks like. But yeah, like, oh, Caius, thank you for coming. Thanks for responding to my invitation. It's my first time sending a proper invitation. It's pretty exciting.
Well, it was very professional.
Oh, good. I thought about it really hard.
They did a wonderful job.
Well, thank you. Thanks for coming. Oh, well, I'm really excited. I've been hoping to do this for a while, but now the kitchen's all finally sorted. Yeah, I thought it's time to do it. But yeah, come in.
Caius will do so.
Usher him inside and take Caius to the kitchen, which I imagine is quite spacious.
Yeah, quite spacious, quite well furnished with amenities and the like.
Yeah. He's sort of got like I imagine like quite a long like. I can't imagine like a marble bench top, but that kind of thing. Yeah. Which he's kind of got like a sack of flour on, and then like a big bowl that's like been covered with some cloth, and a couple of other like little things laid out very neatly. And there's also like as he like ushers him in, there's also like a big like some kind of liquor bottle or something that Bertie kind of like just grabs and just like throws in the trash for like as he like scoots in in like one fluid movement, and then kind of like spins around again like, cool, what do you think?
I love it. This looks amazing.
Yeah, it was a shame it was kind of the last thing to get built, but I think it looks great. It certainly beats a little cramped kitchen in my cart, that's for sure. But yeah, I also imagine like Caius has probably been to the house while it's been built quite frequently, but like this is probably like one of the last steps to be finished.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's watched like some of the construction process, but yeah.
Yeah. Excellent. Like, cool. So, did you bring any fruit or whatever? What did you choose? What are your favorites?
Well, I brought along, and he'll put up the basket. It's been covered with like a nice sheet.
It's fair.
He'll throw the sheet off, and there's a maybe half a dozen apples, a couple of handfuls of blueberries, and a couple of raspberries as well, or a couple of handfuls of raspberries as well.
Excellent.
I said, so yes, well, these berries were grown on my land.
Oh wow!
I haven't got any apple trees or anything, so I did buy these.
Oh, that's great. They look great. Oh, that's fantastic. Berries are really good. They're some of my favorites. That's so cool. That's amazing too. They've obviously taken off pretty well.
No, they have. They've come along very well. We did have some trouble with some birds trying to steal some.
Oh.
But don't worry, I dealt with them. Turns out
Oh.
they just like seed instead, so I feed them seed every morning.
Oh, how excellent! I can picture that. You must be making them your friends, just like your new horsey friend. How are they going? Getting good, better pals with them now?
They're going very well. They enjoy the area. Yes, enjoy going for flies. I've
Yeah.
gone on several flights with them so far. So having a lot of fun, actually.
Yeah, no, that's good. Now you don't need me to do that too. That's really cool. Oh, that's good. I'm glad you guys are making good friends with each other.
Yes. Well, I mean, I still haven't properly thought of a name yet.
Oh,
But I was hoping that you could help me with coming up with a name at some point.
oh, I mean, if you're having trouble with it, I'm sure I can bounce off some ideas. Yeah, no, if that's something that you want, I'd be really happy to, of course.
I mean, only if you're not busy. It doesn't have to be now or anything. It's just all the horses and animals that I've had over the years. I've named them with someone.
Oh,
So, yeah.
True. I think like Fred was with one of your sisters. So yeah, no, I'm. But he looks kind of like down a bit, and he looks quite touched. And then kind of like it's like feeling a little bit of like the edge of his apron, like I'd love that. That would be really good. I'll put my mind to it.
Okay.
If I think of something, I'll let you know. Baking, yes. Cool. All right. Well, so I know you mentioned you've cooked before with Verena in the past. You didn't really enjoy it, so I've been trying to think really hard about how you might enjoy it. And I think, as I said before, 3 months ago when all the crazy stuff was happening, this is something that I've been pretty good at for a long time, so I thought I'd be able to share that with you. So this will be a good start. If you don't mind it, we could do more cooking together.
I think that sounds like a wonderful idea.
Excellent. Good. Good. Cool. Well, first off, okay. So, we'll prep the fruits all good. We'll prep the apples in a moment. So first off, I have this, and he'll pick up like the slide across like the big bowl, which is it's cold to the touch. Not surprising because Bertie's been working with it, but it feels like noticeably cold. And it's sort of he takes the cloth off and it's just got like dough that he's obviously pre-prepared in there and sort of chilled. And then he's like, okay, so it's technically not 100% making it from scratch. I prepped this earlier because you gotta kind of let it sit for a while, because then like the flavor is just so good. Wow, yeah, like I remember when like I was a kid, like we'd have to set that up like the night before, and then like I was usually working through the night because working because had to sleep, so but then yeah, just really enhances the flavor. But yeah, you haven't baked a pie before, I'm guessing, or was it mostly like soups and stuff?
I have eaten pie before, but I've not actually baked one.
Oh, cool. Well, this will be a first time then. Cool. So, okay, and then he'll kind of reach into the sack that he has there of flour. He'll get the flour and kind of like scatter it on the countertop, and then he'll kind of like pick up be like, okay, so if you could just upend the chuck that, we're gonna put the dough on the flour on the countertop.
Okay, and he will do so.
Cool. And then Bertie, and then it pops down there. Like, okay, so we're gonna like roll it flat because we're gonna like use this to make like kind of the casing for the pie. I thought you'd be pretty good at that. So here you go. And he hands him a rolling pin. Like he's gonna kind of like roll it flat, not too flat, but like flat-ish.
Okay, and he's gonna try and figure out what flat-ish means. As he's going.
Excellent. Cool.
Attempt to roll flat the dough.
Excellent.
He probably pushes a little too hard.
Excellent.
Roll me a strength check.
Uh-oh.
And this
It's a shame because I'm good at these.
I mean, it's not that like rolling too high will mean that you overdo it. It is like it's a control
This
of
is
your
where you're rolling
strength.
at one.
Good, because I got a 21.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Okay, so you're
nice.
able to control your strength and get it's not perfectly flat, but it is pretty even.
Oh
and
wow,
it's a nice level of thickness.
that's basically perfect. And okay, cool. I'll so he gets a little tin, and he's gonna kind of like carefully sort of like slide his hand to like pick out his roll up and like put that on the casing and put some aside to put on the top of the pie. I guess while he's kind of like trying to finagle with that, he'll also be like, so how has the house been going for you anyway?
Well, it's the house itself is actually going quite slowly. I'm
Oh.
focusing more on the garden, I think.
No, that's great.
But no, I'm really enjoying it.
It's really good. It's do you have a particular plan for the garden, or are you just kind of doing what you like?
Well, I'm just sort of taking it as it goes. But I'd very much like to have a well, I mean, it sounds silly when you think about it, but I'd like to have a like a seasoned garden where you sort of walk in spring and then you sort of go around the house and then you finish back up in spring again.
Bertie kind of like goes a little bit like blue at the like just the tops of his cheeks a little bit, but he kind of like gets a funny look and he's like, "That sounds great. I think that's really cool. That's a lot of like planning put into it too, especially since seems like a long time ago now, even though it was only probably about 3 months and a half or something. You were saying when we actually first came to your family's house that kind of the big things you were working on were making things like trading sessions and stuff like that. So it checks out that you're pretty good at planning like a seasonal garden.
Well, I'm trying. It's a little difficult because I keep forgetting to bring paper and writing stuff up there, so I keep drawing all my designs in the dirt and then walking over the top of them.
Oh, yeah, that probably wouldn't work out too well. I guess, well, if you ever forget, I can just, as long as I haven't burn up all my spell slots, I can just, like, send you some stuff. Just leave me a message on the earing. He taps, his earring.
That's right, we have those!
Yeah!
No, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and then I can use the same spell I used to send you the letter, and then, only if you want to, of course. I think your ground drawings would be pretty awesome as well.
I mean, they're sort of just random shapes, but, the thought is there.
Yeah, you're creating. I think it's good. It's excellent. I gotta say, I haven't had much planning with mine, but then it kind of just seems to grow quite quickly anyway. I think it's probably a bit of the Fae in my blood. I've always liked plants, so I think it's amazing you've got a little garden. I'll have to come by and check it out when you've got it ready. If I can.
Oh, absolutely. You can come around whenever you want.
Cool.
Probably should let me know, and then I can come and pick you up. Otherwise, it might be a fair trek.
Yeah, no, it's a bit of a walk. I can, so yeah, no, that'd be great. We could, fly over. That'd be cool. Yeah, I'll message you more about it. I've been curious. I haven't been able to get out there as much as possible because it takes a long time. So,
well,
yeah.
I mean, you've been busy doing this. And I sort of gesture to the house.
Brody kind of like probably at this point is sort of like he's pressed the like the door that Caius rolled out, and he's like around the pan, and he kind of like gestures. It's like, yeah, no, it's I mean, it's not like you where you're actually building your stuff. I didn't do much of the building, but it's been fun kind of planning and having your input, of course, as well. He like pokes him in the shoulder, which has been really helpful. So it's really cool. But I like that with your house, you're kind of wanting to do something for yourself with it. I think that's really good. I certainly could not. I do not have the muscles for it. Getting there, but I gotta do a little bit more training for myself, I think, before I could even consider chopping a log, I think. Without magic, I guess. But
Well, I mean, that makes sense. Just
yeah.
practice makes perfect. I didn't know how to chop a log properly
Oh,
for a
how's that
while.
been going then?
Well, we're good now. We got very close to a couple of accidents. But,
Oh,
it's a learning experience.
cool, good. I'm glad to hear that. You're still here. Your fingers are still there.
Yes, no,
Yes, yes,
I've got
good.
all of them, I think.
Cool, 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 cool. Good, excellent. Well, um, speaking of, so with the apples, we probably don't need to you don't mind, Ryan? We probably don't need to peel them. We probably should get them all cut up, so, like, nice and fine, so they'll cook through they'll mix a lot better with the flavor profile, you know? I was thinking you could help me, since it's apples, help me cut them.
Sure. Let's give it a go.
Okay. Do we do
Yeah,
that?
I won't ask for a check for this
yeah.
one because it doesn't really matter how,
It doesn't matter the
like,
shape
just
of
as
them.
long as they're chopped up.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
None of Caius's slices are the same as any other slice. Like, they're all different. Some of them are like wedges. Some of them are like, yeah.
It's very good. I think this is pretty great. Your first pie. I hope you'll enjoy it. But yeah, excellent, cool. Good job. And kind of while he's like chopping up as well, Bertie is going to be like, "Oh, so I know you've been mostly at your house. How's your family been lately, though?"
Oh, they've been good. No, they haven't been up to very much anything exciting. They've all, but I mean, they all came back to Durham, as you know, and spent a
Yeah,
little bit of time in the family house
yeah, no.
all together, which was very nice. I got to see some of my sisters that I haven't seen for a while.
Oh, good. That's
Um,
good.
Yes, but then everyone got back to normal and went back to their own normal things, and but that's the way that life goes. I'm doing my own thing as well, so
Yeah, yeah, no. I guess your family must be pretty busy a lot of the time.
they do have a lot on.
Yeah. That's good though. I mean, you've got stuff on your own as well. That's good.
Yes, I think it is good. I'm enjoying doing something for me.
Yeah, no, it's really good. I think like we talked about, I feel a little while ago. It's good that you want to live and you can make the choices to do that. I think that's really good. Really grow out and blossom and all that stuff. I think that's good. I'm glad your family's been okay, especially after the fight. We've talked about that a bit, but it's kind of crazy. Everything kind of is back to normal in a way in Durham. Considering a god, we killed a god together. It feels weird standing here making a pie together, I gotta say.
Well, I mean, it's definitely an interesting step. Kill a god, make a pie.
True.
But I mean, if anything, I have less of an idea of what I'm doing right now than when I was flying through the air with you.
That's true. You've got some pretty good flight instincts, I gotta say, and it felt right. It was good. I was glad. I've said this a lot of times before already. I'm glad you were there with me. Everyone was, of course, but it felt good that you were there.
Yes, I'm glad that I was able to be there and to help, especially if it was something that obviously that affected you. So glad I was able to help.
Oh, of course. And like tit for tat, I'm always happy to try and help with you, usually to fix problems that I've caused, like the death curse. Hopefully none of that no more. So, yeah, no. No, it's good. I appreciate that. Um, yeah, cool. So, we'll just, he probably put like all the apples and the berries in there, and then he kind of reaches into his pocket and he takes out like a little pouch, and he's like, Okay, I don't know if you've ever used this before. I'm guessing kind of not in your cooking with Ravenna. I don't know. But this is called a handy spice pouch. So, have you cooked much with spices before?
Um, well, a little bit, but only one sort of particular spice.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, guys, so, I'm going to teach you like how to create the most flavorful flavor profile you've ever flavored. Yeah, cool. So this pretty much like you can say what sort of flavors you want, which you might not know all of them, but like that's why it's always good to research. I probably got some cookbooks I can probably lend you too if you really like this. But so we can specify kind of what flavor it is. So for this pie, I reckon because we got apple and berries, so possibly any kind of like focuses from it says nutmeg, cinnamon. And I assume those because it's just any spice. That will happen, and then he'll kind of like tap it out once and then twice, and they're two different spices. I presume that's all how that works, Darby.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. It's like and then Bertie would kind of like just mix it around. And then he'll kind of like pass the bag to Caius and be like, so even if we don't do more cooking, I would like you to have this and you to be in charge of it. So it's got 10 charges a day. So you can have 10 different spices. So now I just gotta remind you, if you haven't done much cooking with anything other than one spice before, it doesn't taste good on its own. It's good for flavor in the food. So you probably already know that, but just as a warning, because like for example, cinnamon there is not going to taste really good if you just like chuck that on your tongue. So I wouldn't recommend it.
Well, no, actually, I found that out because the normal. I assume it's the same with most spices, because the one that we had was like a reddish sort of powder, and we had a lot of that, and that it didn't make for very good food.
Oh, was that chili? Or was it hot?
It was very hot.
Oh, okay. That probably doesn't. I mean, that's probably not related to the kitchen burning down, but that probably would have felt like it was burning down a lot. Yeah, no, you want to use that sparingly until you really get into it. I think Anya really likes like that spicy kind of stuff, but well, I mean that's. Well, I mean, she does like Rook and all that, so I suppose it's not surprising. But yeah, no, I hope you two are still good. It was a surprise to see you guys hanging out a bit a few days ago.
Well, I think we are.
Good.
I mean, we didn't really talk about what happened, which I think means that we've both gotten over it.
Yeah, no, it's true. Yeah, usually if you don't talk about something, it means yeah, probably. He kind of like shuffles a bit uncomfortably, then sort of his pick up, he runs off again. Like good. Well, that's good then. I'm glad you guys could hang a bit. Anyway, it's good. Not that you have to. I know how you felt about Anya in the past and everyone in the past, so like, that's good. It's good that things feel a bit easier now. Hopefully, there's a bit more time to breathe.
Yes, I think it'll work well.
Yeah, no, it should be good. And while but he kind of like busies himself a bit with like putting like some kind of little latticey design on the pie, I guess. And then while he's nattering on, basically, he'd be like, "Okay, cool. So I think this is about ready. So I'm gonna put this in the oven now. And then we'll see how it turns out." And Bertie kind of like patters around to do that, and he kind of while he's, I guess, putting it in the fantasy oven that he has. I don't know. Would it be just a fire? I'm not sure. Fantasy oven. He's going to again pipe up. He's been very chatty this evening and be like, cool. We'll see how that goes. Yeah. How have you been going lately, though? Outside of everything else, the house and your family.
I think I've been going well.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah,
Good.
I think so. I'm feeling happier, and I'm not as worried about the future. And how are you?
Oh, me? Well, I guess I probably could have got some like little stools near the kitchen bench, and he'll kind of like probably while he's again trying to the second that Kai does it, he kind of like busies himself with like gonna get Kai like well, one moment, do you want a drink? Like milk or something, or like I got some in recently.
Oh,
Water, juice.
I would. I'd love a juice if you've got some.
Yeah, for sure. I was trying to make some orange juice recently. It's a bit pulpy though. Hang on, I'll grab that for you. And he kind of like uses probably would use his mage hand to kind of like help assist and kind of sort that out. Then plops that down in front of Caius, and then we'll just plop down on a stool nearest to where Caius is standing. And then point to the stool, and then he'll kind of be like, "I've been pretty good. Shop's going interesting. We'll see how it goes. It's, some days we sell a lot of stuff, sometimes we don't, which is interesting. But it's a new experience for me. I normally used to just travel around selling my own stuff, so it's weird having other people do it for me, I guess. But it's nice. I want it to be a nice experience for the kids. So for both of them, so that'll be really good. Bertie is it's like Quinn and Marigold. Bertie would have nattered on about them. He's like a 15-year-old and 18-year-old. Both like work there. He's both extremely enthusiastic. But yeah, no, so that's it's been interesting. But yeah, no, that's been good. Otherwise, just trying to keep myself busy. But it's been okay. It's weird thinking about what happened back then, but I think I'm getting better too, so it'll be good. I'm happier as well, so that's nice. It's I don't think I've been happy very much in my life, so it's been good to feel that now. And kind of, I guess, recognize that more. So it's good. It's been nice spending more time with you as well.
I'm enjoying spending time with you, and it's genuinely very good to hear that you're happy.
Yeah. No, well, same to you. That's what I like to hear. I like when you're happy, and it's good to hear you like when I'm happy. It's the worry about each other thing. It's good. I like that in a better way, a nice worry. Instead of a cool, oh my god, assassin, we're gonna die literally every day. It's nice not to have to worry about that so much now. Which is good. So, no, it's nice. This is probably a silly question, I guess. You said, like, you said you've been feeling a bit happier and stuff like that. How have you been, and not so worried about the future? How have you been thinking about that? Do you think you'll be able to let yourself think of after one day?
I think so. Maybe. I've been doing a lot of thinking.
Yeah.
Some of it has been, well, a lot of it has been about the now.
Yeah.
But some of it has been about the future and what comes after.
Yeah.
Not enough to sort of piece anything together at the moment, but I
No,
hope
no.
I hope this is a good step in the right direction.
Yeah, no, I think it'll be good. I think the house and everything you're doing will be great. Your new horse friend, and hopefully some cooking. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Shouldn't take too long. We really ramped up the settings for this one when I wanted to buy it. I paid a lot of money for it, so should be pretty good. But yeah, no, I'm glad. I think it'll be good. I think before I know that we were talking a lot. I talk a lot. I know that. I've been nattering on a lot today. Sorry about that. I know, like, we've talked a lot in the past about I guess before you came to what was the party back then, you didn't do so much fighting and stuff like that in the same way that we had to. Um, but it kind of feels like you've been fighting for a long time, so I don't know if that's the same for you, but it feels like to me you've kind of got time to breathe again now.
I think I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I definitely do.
Good. Good. And well, like I said, I've kind of taken a late start getting into this, but I have a lot of cool ideas and things I want to teach you and stuff like that. Actually, Ross is going to teach me how to play an instrument at some point as well, which I'm excited about. We can't schedule it for a while, but I'm really keen about that. So I'm going to be learning some new stuff as well. And if there's anything you want to teach me, I think that'll be lots of fun. But yeah, I think he kind of like taps the side of Caius's wrist, I guess, with his hand, and then just goes to hold his hand a bit, like a cheery way. I think it'll be really nice though. I'd spend time together and learn some stuff together. And if you've been doing a lot of thinking lately, we can kind of do some work towards finding out who you want to be and who I want to be. I think it'll be really good. I've enjoyed spending time together.
So have I. And Caius is going to take a drink of his orange juice and chew it.
Chew it. Excellent. Cool. And then I suppose the pie will be baked.
Yeah, so it's not long before the pie is ready. And
cool. Excellent. Bertie's very fusses around quite a lot. He probably uses what's the spell he has? It's a cantrip. Probably uses like a very light frostbite to kind of cool it down a bit faster. So it's like this flash of sort of icy air around it as he sort of probably takes out the oven excitedly, goes to touch it, burns his fingers oh, okay, cool, and then just chills it a bit. Still shaking his hand out. And then we'll very excitedly serve that up to Caius. And I assume it's a pretty good pie.
Yeah, especially with the Hewitt's Handy Spice Pouch effect. It is absolutely delicious.
Yes, excellent. Fantastic. He's very cheery, but he's after he takes a couple of mouthfuls, what do you think?
This is amazing.
Well, it's really good. It turned out so well. You are a natural chef, Caius, I've got to say.
Well, I had a very good teacher.
Oh, well, shucks. No, I think it would be good. That was a pretty simple one. There's probably some more complex stuff. Most of the food I used to make was mostly for the tavern, so well, that was work, but I've got a couple of recipes I know off by heart pretty well, so I reckon if you were interested, we could try to learn some different things, and you can cook stuff at your place as well if you like. So then you'll be, if you're working hard, your house, you can be like, you know what? I'll just I'll make myself a pie or something. That'll be great. So if you want to, if you didn't mind that, we could have a bit of fun, not burn out a house. Have a fun experience of cooking instead of the last one with her. Hopefully.
I think that sounds wonderful.
Good, excellent. Well, you keep the spice pouch, and have as much of this as you want.
And
And if you want to chill later, like I was thinking, like we could go for a fly if you want, or like we actually have a pool. Have I shown you the pool yet?
You have a pool?
Yes, yeah, and I can make it hot. It's awesome. Like I can do make it like whatever. It's gonna get bubbly as well. I gotta show you that. We gotta finish the pie, then I'll show you that. It'll be awesome.
and I think on the image of Caius and Bertie finishing their pie, we're gonna leave that scene there.
Cool. Thank you,
Amazing.
everyone.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Everyone.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Excellent.